Hi everybody, I am Husky Light. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to go into the numerology of 2017, what the energies are for us in 2017, and a little bit of a look back as well on 2016 and what the energies were there. Next year is a really exciting year. We are at the start of a new 9-year cycle. So let's get into this. So let's start with 2016. With this year, 2016 breaks down to a 9. I'm going to look at the tarot side of things first and what nines mean in tarot. It's the number of completion. So is a 10, but in a slightly different way. But 9 is the number when everything that's been learned or accomplished is now integrated within you, so that you can see everything as one, so that you can see the truth, hopefully, in most things. 9 also relates to the Hermit in the tarot cards. This is a return to ourselves, looking within ourselves, shining the light of truth on things, thinking as only we ourselves. We have much more to teach ourselves with the number 9, and it's a case of looking back on what we've done, what we've earned, what we've gained, and what we think about what more we might want to do with our lives and make of our lives to make ourselves complete. We shine a light on everything that we've accomplished to discover what might still be missing from our lives. 9 are really powerful amongst the tarot cards. They're usually granting the querent what it is they are seeking. So it shows truth. It brings truth out into the light. And not only personally, but also globally as well. And we have seen that so much this year, so much coming out into the light that we didn't see, that we didn't know about. And our light is being shone on it. And it's being brought up to clear, to get rid of. 9 is also about culminations, about endings as we come to the end of things. So obviously 2016, if you add up 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6, it equals 9. And as I said, completion and endings. During the universal 9 year, we're called, like I said, to reflect on everything, all the lessons. This is the last year in a 9-year cycle. So a lot of us will be reflecting on past 9 years, embracing the wisdom that's gained and using these insights hopefully to prepare for a brand new cycle, a new cycle of 9 years, which now goes from 2017 through to 2025. So whilst 2016 has been a year of endings and culminations, the 9 vibration also holds the resonance of service and humanitarian pursuits, community, the desire to share your knowledge, your gifts, your personal insights with the world. The 9 vibration pulls you away from focusing on you and your energy of pursuing your own personal goals, and instead draws you towards the energy of we and fostering change on a global scale. And again, we have seen things change on a global scale so much this year. The following words resonate with the number 9 in numerology, and it helps to gain more perspective of what 2016 was all about. Service, opportunity, expansion, divine, free will, tools, inspire. Archangel Jophiel as well is a number 9. That is a transition from fear through to love, working through things that you fear, things that you're scared of, working through that fear, integrating it within yourself and moving through to a state of peace and love, or more peace and love that maybe you didn't have at the beginning of the year. Forgiveness is a number 9, love is a number 9, and being grateful for the things that you have in your life at this point is also a number 9. Now obviously everything has a dark side and a light side. If we look at the darker side of words that are associated with 9 and the vibration of 9 over 2016, there were times when we probably felt powerlessness, helplessness, being compromised, judgmental, judgment, anger, sadness, tears, very uncomfortable words that brings about, or very uncomfortable feelings. But we have that opportunity within that 9 vibration not to be owned by those feelings, but rather to just acknowledge them, shine the light on them again, figure out why you're holding on to those sort of feelings and letting them go, and forgiving yourself and others around you. So it's been a really big year that we have gone through. You can always choose to stay the victim. You can always stay in that mode, stay hurt, stay angry. We all have free will. But no good will come of that. No good would come from harbouring bitterness and resentment when we have the power within you to forgive, which is a number 9 number, and to choose love over anything else. So as we move into and transition into 2017, this is a year 1, a new beginning. So this is what we have to look forward to over the next year. 2017 is the vibration of 1 and the energy of 1. So it's about new beginnings. It bids all of us to start something brand new, something that expresses our uniqueness, that uses our leadership abilities, that opens us up to new perspectives. 2017 as a 1 year, it's time to think and act independently. It's also a year to put our leadership abilities and unique talents to use in the greater world, to practice cooperating without losing our individuality as well. Number 1 is the maestro, the director of activities and events. Number 1 is a number about beginnings, new initiatives of all kinds. At best, number 1 symbolises leadership and can get a lot done. At worst, number 1 energy of itself can be aggressive, cruel and even violent due to its pointed, narrow focus and approach to things. Understanding these basic vibrations can help us to manifest the positive attributes and recognise and overcome the negative that may come up through 2017. If we go through each number of 2017, we start with number 2. This is dominant because it's the first number in 2017. The vibration of number 2 is one of sensitivity, receptivity, and the desire to nurture. It creates a need for harmony and a willingness to achieve this through diplomacy and caring for others as well. These are all supportive, very feminine qualities, and we have a whole millennium ahead of us in which each year will contain the powerful influence of the number 2. Astrologically, the 2 is associated primarily with the moon, which is all about emotions and deep emotions and feelings, instincts, imagination, the ruler of the mothering sign, Cancer. Seen in this light, the key to the new millennium is the development of being more heart-centered, more feeling-based approach to life. You could say that we're in the process of evolving from being very individualistic, self-centered and focus of number 1, which dominated the previous millennium, into a more cooperative, mutually supportive, peaceful world community under the influence of the number 2. If you're wondering where all the global violence comes, everything that we see in the world today, the destruction, that fits into this as well. Perhaps it's forcing us to face the central issue that the us versus them mentality is no longer viable in the new millennium. The number 2 is the number of sharing. Now more than ever, we need to share. The problems facing our humanity need to be shared. We need to learn to share our resources on a global as well as on a personal level. When we move on to 0 in 2017, this prompts conscious decisions to co-create with a new evolutionary journey with the universe. It's not a passive process that happens all by itself. We have to make it happen. The zeros that were occurring each year from 2001 to 2099 reflect deep unseen power of new energies forming in the collective unconsciousness. These latent forces need to be moulded throughout our conscious effort to bring about constructive change. The 0 in 2017 indicates the enormous potential for creating a new direction. Zeros have a hidden energy with a lot of power that needs to be handled wisely and handled creatively. In astrological terms, there is something very Plutonian about zero. Pluto is a planet with powerful and often hidden energies, which bring about transformation through facing the darker truths of life. But, like the zero, Pluto's energies need to rise out of the ashes of destruction to create forms that reflect the evolution of new truths. Number 1 is the number of creation. It's of God, this spirit of life. It's the yang. The number of consciousness, light, Genesis, ego. It's the beginning from which all other numbers are created. One can be divided into any number, leaving it unaltered, and so represents the spirit which can enter all things without changing. It's unmovable, because whether it's multiplied or whether it's divided by itself, it remains the same. This doesn't happen with any other number. It is the number of aim, ambition and action. And number 7 is associated with Neptune, the planet that dissolves obstructions to our spiritual growth and attunes us to the inspirational universal energies. This number rules occult mysteries, magical ceremonies and clairvoyance. Psychic. It is the indivisible number, and therefore compared to God, it's the miracle number. The Bible says that on the 7th day, God rested, and all things rest under the influence of the number 7 in order to reflect and contemplate. 7 is the number which governs the rhythms of life. In antiquity, there were 7 planets which had influence upon events on the earth, which were linked with the 7 days of the weeks. There are 7 colours in the spectrum, 7 notes in the musical scale. 7 occurs frequently in nature. Flowering plants of a pure strain have got 7 petals, the lotus being one such type. Buddha is often represented sitting in the heart of a lotus. So, what's 2017 going to be like as a start, as a new beginning, as a start of a 9-year cycle? Well, it's new beginnings, and it's a lot of activity as well. The pioneering spirit that makes way for new adventures, new discoveries, new inventions, new creations. It's going to bring originality, new ideas, new leaders. So we're definitely seeing that in government at the moment, with new leaders, new government things coming about. We will see new inventions brought to the fore, new ways of doing things, new ideas, new additions to things being done in the surrounding areas. It can include cities, towns, countries, counties, etc. So some of the words that go with new beginnings: change, progress, development of new ideas, expansion of existing interests, increasing status or recognition, meeting new friends and business associates, turning avocation into vocation. Sometimes the strong change triggers a sequence of events which forces substantial alterations in almost every facet of life. In brief, individuality, ambition, initiative, new directions, or adding something new to establish more enterprises. So, and if we look at it from the other way as well, if we look at it in the tarot, number 1 in the tarot, in the major arcana, is the Magician. So again, this is about creating what you want to create, putting your focused will into things. Everything and anything is possible in this year of 2017. You can manifest what you want to, providing you put that focused will into it. It's also about having a lot of self-confidence. Communication should be more than usual. Working at new beginnings. Activities, be careful of overworking in 2017, because that can happen as well. And the messages that go with the Magician, it symbolises the beginning of something where anything is possible. It can be the start of a new relationship, the birth of a new idea, a creative project, the birth of a child, some sort of financial strategy. The Magician is very confident, realising his full potential by taking positive action and focusing his attention and energies into what it is he is working on. And this includes employing magic as well. The message of the magician is to learn to go within and use your divine power. Learn to know yourself, how you know what your true desires are by delving deep within, then laying them out and believing that all is possible for those who have faith in this. So that is some of the energies for 2017. It's an extremely powerful year that is coming up. Hopefully we learned a lot in 2016. We culminated things. We brought a lot of things that didn't serve us to an end, and we are now into a new 9-year cycle, and we are going to see an awful lot of changes. I think this year we are going to see new inventions, new ideas, things like that. We are also going to see things collapse, things brought down, both in our personal lives and our outside lives, especially if you didn't finish things off this year in 2017. They may be brought to a head at the beginning of 2017. But remember, the magician, you have all the tools inside you. You can make things happen in the way that you want to. You just have to put your focused will and attention into it, and you can create that magic within you. Namaste.